The 2024 election is already on the minds of politicians and the media. George Thomas spoke with one expert about a recent example.
Dan Gainor with the Media Research Center joins me now with more. Welcome, Dan, as always. Your reaction to what happened with 60 Minutes, a giant in television journalism, and the DeSantis interview.
Well, I mean, it was an obvious hit job. And one thing you can certainly tell is that the 2024 election has already begun. The major media have gone from trying to, basically destroy a presidency like they did with Donald Trump to now trying to kill a candidacy, before a candidate even announces. And that's what this really was. They're trying to kneecap Governor DeSantis before he can actually be a Republican nominee.
We all know that interviews are edited for television and other media, but why is this different?
Well, because what they did, they cut out pretty much everything that went against their narrative. So 60 Minutes showed up at a press conference, so there was very publicly available media. We could all look and compare, and all the complaints that they raised, he addressed in that press conference, and they sliced them all out to push a negative narrative that is entirely false.
Can you tell us so far about media coverage of President Joe Biden versus former President Trump?
Well, I mean, it's sort of like the difference between night and day. Biden has gotten far less coverage, and almost all of it is positive, to the point where the media have fixated on his pets. They've covered all sorts of things. They cover the infrastructure bill, as we saw with New York Times, an entirely positive fashion where it's plastered over their front page as a good thing. When Trump did things, they always led with the negative. They spent 4 years attacking Trump with a phony narrative of Russian collusion. Every little nugget of news that came out of the White House was always treated as a negative. So it's just, it's not like the media are covering him honestly. It's almost like they're his press agents.
And in some ways, obviously, former President Donald Trump was out constantly in front of the television cameras. And in this case, we have a completely different White House that has not come out and faced the cameras on almost a daily basis.
Right. Basically, you've got Joe Biden running things from the White House basement and hiding from the press as much as possible. Jen Psaki, his press secretary, going out there and meeting with the press, but very obviously dodging controversial problems. I mean, supposedly the vice president is running what's going on with the border. She hasn't even been to the border. We've got a massive crisis at the border of, I think it's now 20,000 illegal immigrant children at the border, kept in facilities overwhelmingly, massively overcrowded, and the media don't hype it. If this was going on with Trump, it would be the worst crisis known to man. That's the way they would treat it.
Yeah, and to that point, Dan, there is such a low view of the media by the general public, and it doesn't seem like the mainstream media is doing anything to adjust its course. What are the consequences?
Well, I mean, the consequences are that 2/3 of the country doesn't trust the media. The only people who trust the media are the people who are much more in sync with their politics, and that's an ever narrowing number as the media become radicalized further to the left. We lose the ability to have a common national narrative on any story, and that undermines national unity, the thing theoretically Joe Biden was running on, but in practice he's done everything other than unity.
Okay, terrific. We'll have to leave it there. Dan, always a pleasure to have you on the broadcast. Dan Gainor with the Media Research Center. Thanks for your insights.
Thank you.